Hello, it's Simone. I am catching up on 2016. This is week 36, and I am using my Cocoa Daisy silver lining memory keeping kits. This is a design team project, so to speak, and I struggle a lot, and I don't really know why that is. Well, yes, I know why it is. The March kits are very spring focused. There is lots and lots of cards that talk about rain, and um, there is lots of images with rain. And so week 36 is in, I think it's the beginning of September. So it doesn't really, the themes don't really match up. And then, as you can see, I have lots of photos and lots of very different photos. There is this yellowish photo at the bottom. I took it because it was so yellow and I loved it at the time, but it makes scrapbooking or making a cohesive spread really, really hard. Then there were also the Project Life cards that are included in the 4x6 cards that are included in the kit. There's 4 included, and 3 of them were vertical ones, which also didn't really help make this spread come together that easy. I used them to back my photos. So what I decided to make this spread look cohesive or come together easier is to trim down my photos so I would have a border around each of them. This gives me the chance to put pattern paper in the background and get in some color to make it all cohesive. And now, as you can see, there were items included in the classified kit that worked well with the memory keeping kits, as well as usually the memory keeping kit, the pocket kit. And so I just cut those apart because it was easier to just cut them apart all at once. Then I sprinkled stuff around to see to get an idea, an overall feel of how I would go about working on each of the cards. And then I just collect them all and pile them up and start working on the first card. So I usually, with those cards, somehow my whole project life process has changed for 2018. So if you are watching my 2018 videos, you know that the way I create the layouts is completely different to this. And maybe that is also a reason for why I struggled. But I feel that I do not have, I'm overwhelmed with a double page spread, basically 24 by 12 inches of individual journaling cards. That's just too much. I can't really work that way. So by piling them up and working on them on one 4x6 set, so maybe there's 2 3x4 or one 1x6 card, 4x6 card, it is much easier for me to work things out. So on the second card I realized, well, you know me, I really love labels, but there's only 2 labels included in the kit. So I used one for the title card of this spread, and I used one on another project that I haven't shared yet, but so that one is already used up. And so I decided I was going to pull out that stamp set that you just saw and those amazing mini archival ink cubes. I love them. To stamp out some of the labels that were included in that stamp set that came, I think, in the December memory keeping kits. And then I journal, I add an embellishment. I seem to not like banners. I wonder why that is. No, I know that. I somehow just can't really work with banners. So I put them around when I started distributing each of the embellishments, and I really thought I'm going to use them, but somehow each one of those banners that I put on the on those photos just ends up on the side, and then it's not going to end up on the spread. Now with this card, I didn't like the way the photo looked on top of the label. The label is not as wide as the photo, and it just looked like there was so much heaviness on top of the label that I switched it around. I put down the photo and added the label on top, and now it looks much better. I'm working on this card. This is a photo of my son in the dentist chair, and I think I added one of those smaller banners. So those banners I can work with, but the other ones, I don't think I add one of them. And see here, again, I'm cutting off the triangle and making a label out of the banner. Maybe I should just stop. If you watched week 35, you saw me that I documented the fact that I forgot our swimming gear. And so I had to include this photo into this spread, which is actually me taking a photo of all the swimming gear that I brought to make sure that, yeah, I brought it, documenting it here. You know, I can learn from my mistakes. I have another square photo. It is flowers that I purchased just because, and I want to document that. Again, I'm struggling. I really, when I see this coming together, I think, well, it looks nice, doesn't it? Why is it so hard for me to make this work? I don't know. So I don't like the banners. Again, I'm taking them off, and then I decide to just add hello. Yes, right there. And I'm spacing out the hello or the letters so that it spreads all over the top of the card or the top of the photo. And then I'm adding something to this, and I didn't want to add it right underneath the hello. I thought it would work much better down there. I think it says good vibes. So I'm moving up the photo a little bit so I have enough space for this banner that I again cut down to become a label or a word strip, and then I stick it down. And now I cut down some white cardstock to the same height as the flowers, so the cards actually look pretty much the same. And then I am drawing some lines. I'm adding these epoxy stickers. They are flowers, so they match the card. And then I'm just journaling about the fact that I felt like I needed flowers when I walked into Trader Joe's, and so I just bought some. I'm mounting this photo on, oh, that story. I'm mounting this photo on this rainbow colored card. It says March Memories. Since I'm not using this to document March, I can easily just cover up the wording and use the rainbow colors to pop my photo. And then I'm using these green tile stickers that came in the Memory Keeping 12 by 12 kit and the lowercase alpha from this Memory Keeping Pocket Kit Alpha to spell out a funny phrase. I don't really know what I'm saying. Oh yeah, I think it says this, and then I wrote in green, I wrote sucks, and then I wrote big time. Because I went to the hairstylist to get my hair cut, and I wanted it a bit shorter, about shoulder length. And if you can see this is totally not shoulder length. And I felt like I looked like my own grandmother in that photo. Well, a very young grandmother, but still, I was so unhappy. I didn't go to get my hair cut for a whole year. Yes, that's how bad it was. I still haven't gone back to the hairdresser here in the States. When I went to visit my sisters or my family for my sister's wedding, I actually went to get my hair cut there because somehow I cannot seem to communicate what I want them to do with my hair, which is basically just trim it. So yeah, that's what happened there. And then I took a photo of this game that my sons love to play, but somehow they never pull it out when they are bored, except for yesterday. That is funny. Maybe they looked at this spread. Yeah, this is called Rush Hour, and you have to move cars around on a board and make the red car be able to move out of this um, traffic jam. And it's so much fun. And yeah, I just documented the fact that we love this game and we always forget to use it. And this one is me conquering the bathroom cleaning thing again. I cut down one of the triangles to make a word strip out of the banner, and then I decide to use the magenta ink, and I think I'm going for the lighter one. I'm stamping it down here. Actually, I'm stamping two labels. I think I use both, but not on this spread, one on this and the other one on the other one, to add a stamp. And I think I'm going to add, let's see. So I'm adding this label, and I'm making just it looks like a filler card, and it actually is. I'm thinking about how to decorate this, and then I decide, right, there is this stamp set that I used on the title card, and I usually really like to use things multiple times on a spread. This is a very easy way to make a spread look cohesive, and so I hadn't used this alpha stamp set anywhere else except for the title card, so that was a great opportunity to make it spread around this spread some more. So what I'm going to stamp is girl exclamation mark. Then there is this in that stamp set. Those stamp sets were included in the February memory keeping kits. The number set was included in the pocket kit, and the alpha set was included in the main kit. And this was on the number sheet, and I really loved this because then I can write down, you've got this girl. And so I made my own filler card from that, which works really well because I really do love filler cards. They help make a busy spread be less busy. And I didn't really have to say anything about me cleaning the bathroom. I mean, I probably took the photo because it had been such a long time since I last cleaned. So I thought it was a memorable moment. But my family knows that I'm not the best at cleaning and keeping things clean, so I didn't have to journal about that here. And then my son was totally obsessed about Go Noodle. I think it was still the very first weeks of the school year, and so everything that was new was really cool. And so again, I took a photo of that and called it quits. Now, this card is part of the was the 1 4x6 card that wasn't vertical, and I cut it down. What a shame, right? But it really worked as a filler card as well. So I just stamped, this stamp set came in the classified kit. It has clouds and suns, and I think some words, phrases, and this one looks like it's printed on a, how do you call these, label makers, and it says this, and so I stamped it once, and then I just took the secondary stamp and stamped it another time, so I repeat stamped it, and it didn't need any more. It's just another filler card, just yeah, spacing out the busyness here. This is the crock pot with some veggies in front, and that was going to be dinner that night. I think I probably made some kind of soup. And yeah, I just, what was that? I think eat this, or it was something related to eating and food. And so again, I made a word strip from the banner and stuck it right on top of the dinner. So for this one, it is a crooked photo of a baseball field. How do you call that? No. It doesn't matter. And I'm going to, there was, again, these words or phrases were included. They are all very spring-centered, very rainy. Hello sunshine, hello spring, spring is in the air, all of those. And so I just decided to simply cut off the things that were very springy and use the rest of them because they still work. So yes, there was life in full, and the bloom I cut off, and then I just added spring swing on the label, and yeah, pun intended, life in full swing at the baseball park. So that worked really well. This was us eating at In-N-Out, and we had such a great time. It was still so warm. It was so late. It was so warm, and yeah, I wanted to document that, and so I took a photo of us sitting outside, and I really loved the colors of the light that hit the kids. They looked so sick. And yeah, I'm at the last card, and I have been saying yeah a lot. I read in a forum somewhere that this is one of the pet peeves of other people who watch YouTube videos, that they don't like people saying yeah. And ever since I heard that or read that, I have noticed how often I say yeah. It is because I don't know what to say, or sometimes I need a connection word, and instead of like spreading out what I'm saying, to make room in my brain for the words to come back in, I'm saying yeah, to reassemble my brain and work on that. So this last photo, again, it isn't a good photo, and that's why the whole card doesn't really look nice, but I think I pulled it together quite nicely. Here are some close-ups for you. Thank you so much for watching and sticking with me for that long, very long Project Life process video. I hope to see you next time. Until then, check out the videos that are on screen right now. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!